So it's pretty bizarre that Jane Austen saturates every single part of my life. I realize that's odd. But it started for me early. It started with my mother handing me a copy of Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. We had some books in our home. Most of them we got at church book sales. But this was one that she kept handing me and asking me to read. And the first couple of times I tried, I failed. The language was challenging. It just didn't take at first. But I think it was about the third time I tried to read it, when she kept nudging me toward it, that I kind of got access to the comedy of it, and the language didn't seem so stilted, and I just fell in love with Jane Austen's fiction. And it wasn't until after that, when I was around 30, early 30s, that I learned that my mother had never read Pride and Prejudice. She just knew that it was the kind of book that an educated girl should read. And that actually means even more to me, knowing that this was something that she aspired to and wanted for me, to be someone who understood the world through books. That was a gift she gave me without even having it herself. So I research women writers of the 18th and 19th century, primarily in Great Britain. And Jane Austen is the one I'm most excited about, but there were actually hundreds of women writers active during this period, most of whom have dropped out of the history, dropped out of our stories entirely. And it's important to me that we see that Jane Austen or Mary Shelley are not lone figures in the wilderness, that they were writing in a really vibrant, important area for women's voices. And it's important to me to bring more of those voices back to our conversations today.
She brings an energy and vitality to the history of literary studies. Without that, there can be a dryness to the field. So that energy, that vitality, the detail of research, she gets faculty enthusiastic, she gets students enthusiastic, so it's really a game changer. And she puts us on the map because she's known internationally.
Devoney makes scholarship fun and interesting, and there's a kind of activism, I would argue, behind her work to kind of at the grassroots level inspire girls and women to feel strong and take risks and do awesome things.
So in 2018, I was named a Guggenheim Fellow for the project that I'm working on, Sister Novelists, which is about two of Austen's contemporaries who are actually quite famous in their own day, Jane and Anna Maria Porter, two sisters, who were innovators in historical fiction, but who dropped out of the historical record. And the project that I'm working on is a biography, and it'll be the first biography of these sisters, so celebrated in their own day and so wrongly forgotten in ours.
Anyone who can contain the detail of archival scholarship and talk eloquently about roller derby is my hero.
I love roller derby. I think I love roller derby as much as I love Jane Austen. And what I think they have in common is a community of strong women and a community of strong risk-taking women. And that's what I feel like I study in the past. But to have a chance in the present to be a part of a physical activity with that kind of community in the present, that's what I found in roller derby.
It does tie together because it's about finding the different ways that women are strong, right? And maybe don't conform exactly.
The students at ASU who speak most to my heart are the first generation students, because I was a first generation college student too. To have access to higher education made all the difference to me, and I want our students to understand that they belong here and that there is a place for them as first generation students, and that they're going to be able to do amazing things with what they get here.